Hey, what's up everybody? Wanted to come at you with a review and my overall thoughts on this Orient SK Retro reissue. First, let's just go through the boring stuff. Look at the box. Simple packaging, yet effective. Nice little case, rivets, opens up, nice little pillow, tag, show you the tag, there you go. Alright, and I'll show you the manuals, guarantees, nothing too exciting. And let's just show you a nice shot of this beautiful dial here, this beautiful watch in general. And before we move on, of course, we must do a wristwatch check. Right now, sporting the Hamilton Khaki King on this nice rubber racer style strap. But let's move on to our main event here. So just to run through a few of the technical details before we really dive into everything in the watch. This is the Orient SK Retro reissue. This has the upgraded 22 jewel automatic movements. If you can get it up zoomed in there, perfect. It's the F6922 movement, hand winding, hackable. Nice little hand winding. It's a mineral crystal, 18 millimeter lug width, 50 meters of water resistance. So that's basically the rundown of the technical details of this watch. Now, going into my thoughts on it, let's start with the band, with what most people would complain about with this watch. It is a fold over link band, so technically hollow band. People will say that, you know, it's very hard to remove the bands, the links, but to be honest, I did not find it to be that difficult. You know, you had to put a little pressure in to pop out the little pins in the other directions. There's videos on YouTube if you want to watch how to figure that, do that out, but it really wasn't that difficult, to be honest with you. It is a little flimsy, but to be honest, I think that adds to the kind of the elegance of it. You know, it reminds me of like the Casio. Like I actually have the watch, but I don't have it with me unless I would compare it. But it is very similar. It is flimsy, but honestly, very, very comfortable. I really have no problems with it. Doesn't pinch the hairs or anything. Signed buckle. You know, really nice. I mean, it doesn't have like an extra safety clasp over there, but really does give a nice snap. You feel it feels very secure on the wrist. But really, it's all about that dial. Let's get a really nice shot of that. Sweeping seconds hand. SK Crystal, 22 jewels. Nice Orient logo at the top. Date and day. Really beautiful. I love the maroon. It also came in a blue and a gold, where you would see the maroon. They also have a blue and a gold one. Really love the shape. Overall, just a very, very nice watch. You can get these for around $250, probably a little bit less. I do like watches that aren't perfectly round. It gets a little boring after a while. And I do like these rivets, there's little angles here, and then notice how this is rounded and it's a little asymmetrical, which normally I would not like in a watch if it was too asymmetrical. Like if one side completely looked different than the other one, or if there were dials in there that like were clearly just all over the place. But this really does work, and when you're just looking at it on your wrist, you don't even kind of notice that, ooh, you know, this is flat angles and this is more rounded. You really don't notice it that often, or at least I don't. They have this crown down here, which spins the inner bezel all the way around. Line that back up. But really, overall, I am a big fan of this watch. Really, take a look at the inside, the back of the case. See if we can get a shot of that. You can see the Orient logo, water resistance. Nothing too exciting on the back. And let's pop it on the wrist. A nice wrist shot there. Oh, I did forget to mention that it is about a 42 millimeter case, and I do feel it fits very nicely on my 6 3/4 inch wrists. So on the smaller side. And really, I mean, look at that. Look at the way the band, that bracelet hugs my wrist. I mean, really, not uncomfortable at all. Even though it is a fold over link band, people don't like that. You know, no safety clasp over here. But really, I mean, it feels very sturdy. You could hear that click. It doesn't pinch the hairs or anything like that. A little bit of wiggle room. You know, really, I have absolutely no complaints with the band. Look, could it be better? Of course it can. But for $250, you know, you're really paying for the upgraded movement, automatic, day date, quick set functions. Overall, just a very, very beautiful watch. Would definitely recommend it for the price.